Hi guys, welcome to the Flipping Good Stuff. That's Tucker. That's my mom's dog. So today on the video, I'm going to share with you my bolos for August, my favorite sales, what I paid for them, what they sold for. Let's get started.
Startled our eyes, we let go of disguise.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and I am the Flippin' Good Stuff reseller. So I wanted to come on today. I'm at my mom's house. I just needed to make a quick video, and sometimes I can't find the quiet to do it, so I just decided to do it over here today. I just wanted to make a quick video that was about some of my best sales in August. One of the reasons I want to do that is just because I want to prove that I actually am selling things, although not at the rate I'm aspiring to, but that I think sometimes there's a lot of people on YouTube who are just buying stuff and showing hauls and everything, and I just wanted to prove that I really am selling things. So sorry, I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do camera stuff. This is like an odd angle. I feel like it's looking up at me. Anyway, so I wanted to tell you guys what I feel were some of my best bolos for August that I sold. And so as I go through and tell you what they are, I'm going to put the picture of them on the screen so you can see a little more clearly. So let me get my glasses on because I'm in my 40s and I can't see without them. So let's see. I was just realizing because I'm getting ready to slide into the second half of my 40s. I was like, man, I'm really getting close to 50. That's pretty crazy. But that's okay. Hey, I can still wear G.I. Joe shirts, right? I always get compliments on this shirt. I was just at the grocery store, and and it's always like the newer generation. And I played with G.I. Joes when I was little. My brother had them, and I played with them all the time. And I wonder, because these kids are always like, they're like my oldest daughter's age, like they're in their mid-20s. And I was like, oh, your shirt's so cool, I like it. And I always kind of wonder, do they know what G.I. Joes are? Maybe they do. I have ink on my hand today. Okay, so the first item I want to share with you today are they going to be here? They're probably going to be over here. Here, let me scooch over. I'm going to take you guys with me here on my little journey of how in the heck do I do this. Okay, so I'm going to put the picture here. So the first item were these vintage Luminaire glass Halloween parade mugs. I found these at the Goodwill just up the street from me, and they were in the Halloween section. This was about the beginning of summer, and they caught my eye, one, because they were shaped and looked a lot like the Garfield, the vintage Garfield cups, which maybe I'll put a picture here so you can see what I'm referring to, that were very popular when I was younger. And the graphics on these were just in mint condition. But then I thought, is it a knockoff? Is it like a dollar store, like cheapy reprint, whatever? So I decided right then and there to do what I always do in the Goodwill and take a Google reverse image search. Right away, I saw that there were solds that were on eBay recently for good prices, and even at the beginning of the summer, this was popular. So I knew it was going to sell fairly quickly, and I had a lot of interest in it. I threw out a few offers, but nobody seemed really serious yet to be thinking that much about Halloween until I got a buyer who took it at full price for $54.99 plus shipping. And these were just so adorable. Of course, I was tempted to keep them myself because I like having a coffee bar, but this style is not really the style I would want to use. It would be really fun to have a bunch of kiddos that were able to use them, but they were just in mint, absolute mint condition. So $54.99 plus shipping. I paid $1.99 each, so I paid $8. Wait, were there 5? So $10? I'm going to have to look at that picture because I don't have the picture in front of me. You guys do. I don't remember how many there were, but $1.99 a piece. Okay, moving on to our second item. I sold this vintage Nickelodeon lizard Coleman sleeping bag. This was a really fun one because I did not find this. My mother-in-law found this for Oliver when we still lived in California. She picked it up at a thrift store that I frequented all the time. And she just thought he would think it was fun to kind of use over at Grandma's. He was really little. And when we moved, I was trying to decide which items I was going to take cross country on this move, what was going to be worth it. And I did a Google image search on this, and I think I texted her right away and went, oh my gosh. So the comps that I was seeing at the time were like 100, 120. I had it listed for a year, and every time it came back in the cycle, there was a lot of interest for it. But nobody really committing. And it is kind of a very collector's item, very, very specific to a Nickelodeon fan. But it did sell for $85, and I got that offer and I took it because after about a year of it being listed, I was ready for it to go, and I had not paid anything for it. So thank you to my mother-in-law. I don't know how much she paid. I think just a couple dollars. But I thought I would put this on here because things like this, you just want to check because you never know. Vintage Nickelodeon is a huge category. Okay, next we have a vintage Pyrex Crazy Daisy Spring Blossom Juice Carfe pitcher. That's a better word to use if you don't know how to say the other one. With a lid. So this was mine. I am a collector myself of Pyrex, and I was of Corel years ago when my older kids were little. I have 3 adult children and 1 adult stepson, so Oliver will probably be in my stuff, but if you don't know, I have other munchkins too who are now adult munchkin people. But when they were little, I really collected Crazy Daisy, which is the green floral print, and I purchased this for myself at a thrift store somewhere many, many years ago. I decided recently that I needed to get rid of a lot of this stuff. Even after purging in California before we moved, I realized that I still had too much. So I decided to let go of some of these vintage pieces that I was holding on to for emotional reasons, really. And this was a beautiful piece. It was in excellent condition. And it sold for $44. I got a really good price for that. I was very happy about that. When I ran the comps, I was shocked. I think I had it listed a little over $50, so I took the offer for $44, and the buyer paid shipping. Next is new in the box vintage Lady Stetson perfume by Cody Perfumes, or Cody Fragrances. Now, when I was a teenager, you would go in the local drugstore and you would just see Cody Perfumes everywhere. So I was never into this perfume, but I remember it being very popular. I remember seeing it all the time. So when I saw this box at the Goodwill, my local Goodwill down the street, I paid $3.99 for it. I did look it up and check it, and the comps did look good because it was new in the box. It was an open box, but it had not been used. You can only use you can only sell full bottle perfumes on eBay. On other platforms, that does not ring true, but eBay, it has to be a full bottle so that you can call it new or new old stock. And it sold for my full asking price after a lot of interest, some offers that I sent. Lots of people were interested in it. I believe it's 4 ounces for $59.99. Yeah, I will take that. So these are some good meat on the bone prices. Okay, next up, Saxon Algebra Math Textbook. Now, this is kind of a funny story because you want another story. Growing up, I was homeschooled for a little while, and I really struggled with math, so my parents had me get a math tutor, and I was using the Saxon Math Textbook. So I knew from my teenage years that Saxon Math textbooks were expensive. I recognized these right away when I saw them at the bins at one of my, I have 2 bins close to me, and the books at the bins are just 75 cents. You don't have to weigh them or anything. It's 75 cents. So I paid 75 cents for this textbook. This is the second one I've sold. I've actually sold another one that was a teacher's edition of Algebra 1/2, I believe. I found both of those the same day, 75 cents a piece. So this cost me 75 cents, and it sold for $49.99. Now, I will say I learned a lesson on this, and I should mention this. I sold it once already, and very quickly I got a message from the buyer that they decided they didn't need it and sent it back. Now, I set it up so that they had to pay the return shipping. I was not going to do a free return, and I'm glad I did. So I'm switching to a lot of items free returns just to give the buyers confidence that it is a quality item. There are a couple things that I'm learning not ever to do that for, and this is one of them. I'm pretty darn sure, and if I'm wrong and this lady ever watches my channel, did you copy it? I swear, I think this person photocopied all the pages and then sent it back to me. So in the future, I forgot to do it when I relisted this. Thankfully, I haven't heard anything yet about them returning it. I don't think it's in the window. It might still be. I have 30 days opportunity on my items to return them. In the future, I'm going to put no returns on textbooks because I really do think that is probable. Okay, so did I mention that I got $49.99 for that? Okay. Next up, Nintendo NES Swamp Thing. So this is a Nintendo game that I purchased for my kids many, many years ago, my older kids, when I was feeling, my mom's dog is right here and he's making little noises. I was feeling nostalgic and kind of wanted to get some of the old games. I had a player at the time and it ended up the cord on it ended up going out. So I had these, but we didn't really use this one. But I was going through them to see if there was anything that was worth value, and I was shocked when I saw the comps on Swamp Thing. So the average sold price on eBay for this game is roughly $200. I listed it a little bit over $200. I had a lot of interest. I ran a sale on a lot of my stuff at like 20% off. It might have even been more than that. I don't remember this sale. I accidentally clicked that one, but it's okay. I think I paid $225 for it years ago at a Goodwill where I lived, and I sold it on this sale for $157.50. So it's $155 that I didn't have. So anyway, keep your eye out for this if you're ever out looking at old games. You never know with NES games. You have to, I feel like I'm looking at the wrong spot. You have to check them, Google search them. Some of them are absolutely worthless. Some of them, obviously, are amazing. Okay, Raymond Briggs Snowman VHS plush lot. I put this lot together because I found the snowman when we moved here about a year ago, and I just thought he was cute. I grabbed him because I thought Oliver might like him. He was super soft. And then we ended up getting a puppy. I didn't put plush out last Christmas. In the meantime, I was watching my reseller videos on YouTube, as you are now, and someone mentioned that this is a Bolo, especially if he's the Eden Toys version, which is what mine is. And so I kind of set him aside and saved him. And then I was at the Ben's in Kentucky, and I found the VHS, and everything was like 45 cents a pound, so I paid very little for it. And I thought, why don't I lot him up? That'd be so cute. The snowman with the VHS. Maybe somebody would like to get that for someone for Christmas, for their grandchild or whatever. This evidently is a very popular story. I don't know the story. I probably should. But anyway, it sold overnight, or it was the next day. It sold the next day for $25, and I probably paid $2 for the snowman, and like I said, probably about 25 cents for the VHS. So, okay, this is a fun one and an education. It was an education to myself, and I'm sure it will be to you because this is not my genre. DC Comics Killer Croc. Now this guy was pretty big. He was like, he was like this big. I saw him at my local Goodwill, and I had just been watching some YouTubes and something came up with action figures, bigger ones. It really does help to watch these YouTubes, people. I'm telling you, I learned so much. And he just looked interesting. He looked really different. So I Google searched him, and I realized he was $30 to $35 sold comps, and I paid $3.99 for him. He ended up selling for $29.99. I think this was another situation where I didn't realize when I put him on one of my sales, and he was free shipping, which he ended up costing like $8 to ship. He was a little big. So I learned some lessons on this one. I could have gotten a little bit more, but that's okay. It was still a good flip. And he's a good one to keep your eye out for. There's a bunch of these. There's just a bunch of the different characters. If something looks different and important and strange, just check it. Okay, next up. Conair Wild Thing Travel Hairdryer. Okay, want another story? When I was a teenager, these were so cool. I remember when they came out, I wanted one. I don't remember ever voicing that to my parents, but we weren't really spoiled in this regard as far as, you know, it was more like whatever works good and inexpensive. These were like a see-through line. It was very popular at the time where you could see through the plastic, you could see the fluorescent colors inside, and very 80s trending. Anyway, I saw this at the Ben's in Kentucky, so it was, again, 45 cents a pound. It only becomes 45 cents a pound if you have 25 pounds or more. So I always try to get to that 25 pounds so that I only spend about $12, but I can get some good stuff. And this sold, so I probably paid like 50 cents for it, and it sold for $18.89 on one of my sales. I had a lot of interest in this. And by interest, what I mean by interest is I can... eBay will tell me how many people have viewed it, and then the watchers show up as well. So it was popular. It was very cool, and it worked. And I believe I did post a video, which you can do. I believe I had a video that proved that it worked. I plugged it in and did a video and put that on the post, I'm pretty sure. Okay, 2 more items on this haul of Bolos that sold today. Rain collectible hat cap. Total body fuel. This one I also was in one of my local thrift stores, and it was brand new. It still had the cardboard, and I could tell it was brand new. It didn't have a tag, but it was brand new, and it looked very quality. It looked interesting. I'm not super familiar with like energy drinks and stuff like that. I did a Google image search, found out it was selling for around $35. It was I paid $4.57 for it. And I did sell it for $35, and rather quickly, I might add, and there was a lot of interest on it. Evidently it's like hard to find merch, so check. Okay, and the last one I'm going to share with you is this Thomas Kinkade Disney Parks Beauty and the Beast new in box puzzle. I got this at the Kentucky Ben's. I've had this one for a while. I've had it for about a year. I paid about 45 cents for it, maybe a little bit more. It might have been more than a pound, and it sold for $17.50 on one of my sales. This is an item that's going to sit for a little bit, but it was just beautiful, and it was like I said, it was new in the box, it was sealed, and the buyer sent me a note that they're very happy with it. So that's my share and tell for August. I did sell a lot more items, but these are just the best ones. And I also just want to show the best ones because if you see them when you're out and about, I would say that anything on this list is probably worth picking up. And yeah, so I think that's it for today. My next video is going to be sharing about some things that I have really learned by doing the hard way not to do in reselling, but I wanted to get this what sold Bolos video up first. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I hope you find the sunshine in your day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.
Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand.